Internet! This is Lord Mad Dog, and we are playing Kenshi. Well, actually, we're talking about Kenshi as I randomly destroy some anti-slavers here. Haha, yes. So, today, I want to talk about how I wish it worked. In Kenshi, there's actually not that much I wish to change. But there is a few things that I really would like to change. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing I would really like to see a change with is how you deal with NPCs once they go down. See, right now, this character here, this NPC has gone down. It's about the third time she's gone down. This is the first time I just picked up her weapon. Everybody knows this problem. Now, she's going to get back up. Well, no, she's not going to get back up. But most of the time, NPCs will get back up after you knock them down. And the same goes for you, which is nice that you can get back up, because if you see eventually here, I'm going to eventually go down with the way things are going. But I wish there was something different for this. I would, like, down here in the corner, you see you got your three buttons. Okay, you got Rescue, Medic, and Prospect. I wish there was a third button added in there that would be KO, or assassinate, kill, or knockout. Kill or knockout, actually, probably be what it called. And I think it would be, I would like to see it governed by your assassin skill. So you can click on it, or, you know, once they're down, you can instead... And you can right-click on it, and then it'll be down there. See, like, you can kidnap, loop, and split injuries. It would be a third one, third and fourth one. Kill or knock out. Now, these things would have animations. So when you would go to knock out this character, it would be an animation for you to kick him in the head. Like, just like that. Or if you were to assassinate, you would take your current weapon, if it's fist or a sword, and it would be a pretty long animation, and it would go... And you can be interrupted, and you'd have to stab it down. Or if you're using your fist, punch his head in. You know, it'd be a decently long animation to make it balance. So it wouldn't be something you want to do in combat. And actually, I don't think you should actually be able to do kill right off the bat. I think you would your assassination skill, because assassination skill, as it currently is, it's pretty OP. But I like to see it changed a bit. I like to kind of keep its current direction it is currently, but. Be a lot harder to level up than what it is. It's really easy to level up assassination skill. It's just like sneak and assassination are really overpowered and really easy to level up, both of them, compared to all the other stats. Okay, so according to your skill, you that's how, if you knock them out, and when you only start, you can only knock them out, so you can only kick them in the face. And once again, the animation can be interrupted by being hit. It makes you vulnerable for a few seconds, and you have to kick them. Okay, so according to your assassination skill, that's how long it'll knock them out. You know, like 50 assassination 50, it might knock them out for like 300 or maybe like 200 seconds. You would have to check out some balance and see what seems more right, you know. And then at assassination 50, then you get the option to kill, assassinate, death blow, whatever you want to call it. It's nasty, but yes, I would like to see that added. And I also think that should also have some type of faction repercussions, because if you go smacking, let me run away here. Oh, you hit that guy there. Let me run out of here, getting overwhelmed. If you go smacking somebody, death blowing, you should definitely get heavy duty faction penalties, definitely. So I thought that would be nice to see that done. Another thing I'd like to see done is, oh wow, I just got a whole bunch of these guys on me, is once you go down, they're going to take all my stuff and weapons and different things that I have equipped on me. And if sometimes the NPCs will keep your weapons if they have a weapon slot open, and then trying to find the NPC that stole your weapon can be practically impossible, especially when you got tons of these people all around like this. And so I think I would love to see a marked NPC. I'm not sure how you would mark them, because there's no real waypoints in Kenshi, but some way of marking them, because in real life it's pretty easy to tell people apart. At least I can tell people apart really easy, and I'd be able to figure out who took my weapon. Probably pretty easy, just by looking around, instead of having to knock them down and look in their inventory. Okay? But in Kenshi, it's really hard, so I'd like to see some type of marking system for when they knock you out. Also, so as we're on the talking basically about combat here, one thing that really pees me off about Kenshi, I love the grind. I really do. If you don't have any mods with it, and this David Kell here, he was naturally smarter than most people, so he got smarter, he got a lot stronger, a lot faster than most people. But that's just because of who he is. But a normal Kenshi, it takes a long time for you to get stronger, and I like that. But the problem is once you get past about 70 or around up to 70, that's it. To get stronger, the only way to get stronger is cheese, and that's because of the system the way the system works. It looks like we want to go down here. I don't want to go down. Let me run out of here real quick. Oh, I'm going to have to split myself up. Split. Come on, split. All right, you didn't split. No, you need to split yourself. Split injuries. There, buddy. There we go. Now I can run. Okay, so as I was saying... Oh, actually, I went down. Ah! I thought I could get out. They're going to keep knocking me down. I wish that... Okay, so I wish it would be possible to go past 70 and without cheesing the game. And the way you would do that... I've been enslaved. They took all my stuff. And did they actually take my stuff? No, they didn't actually take my stuff. They did take my armor and weapons. See, this is my problem. Here, I'm taking your possessions. Yes, where'd you take my stuff? Oh, wait, you said you took my possessions. No. Yeah, you took my possessions? No, see, now I don't know which one took my possessions. Exactly what I was talking about. Alright, so I would like to, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted here because I got enslaved. It's not a big deal. It's easy enough to deal with. I just got to figure out which one took all my equipment. I would like to see that... Let's go stats here. Back to stats. Once you start fighting enemies that are lower level than you, you start not being able to get any XP from them, and that doesn't make sense because they still knock you down. It goes down to I think like 0.1%. Yeah. So it's not even 10%, I think. It goes down to 0.1% of possible XP gain from knocking out enemies. And I think that's too far. Now, you can change the level difference of XP gain and whatnot, but by doing that... Here, let me take this guy out here. I think this is the one who has my armor. No, it was not him who had my armor. That sucked. Okay. By doing that, it makes it so you cannot get any stronger, even on beating on little enemy creatures. I wish that would only go down, not even 50%, because even at 50%, it takes so much to get the later levels, it's ridiculous. So I wish it wasn't even 50, goes down past 50%. But you can change it so what levels in the modding ability, but you cannot change the level formula. And I wish you could change that at least in mods, but you can't. Oh, that's a dead. I'm thinking, what? All right, so I'm going to skip forward here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about base building. So I'll be right back after I've dealt with this. Okay, I finally escaped from being a slave, and we are going to run back to Morn here real quick. And it took me a good bit to actually get away from being a slave and find my equipment. Oh, wait, I did lose my boots. I did not lose my Mutu weapon. It took me a little bit to find it, and I made sure I did not lose that. That's from killing Katlan. All right. So I'll be right back as we run to where I have my base set up. Okay, here we are back in Morn, just real quick because I wanted to talk about trading. Now, trading in this game, there's lots of mods online, so it's not a big thing. You can do a lot of different things. But one thing that really annoyed me, I know you can't have a full-on live economy, but one thing that really annoyed me is that NPCs don't buy the things you sell to a vendor. So let's say in a normal playthrough, I'd have a full-on cast of people making weapons and armor and different stuff, and then I'd come and sell it to the NPC vendor, and that items would just sit in there for a long time and then eventually disappear, and none of the other NPCs would ever buy that stuff. And I think it would be just for lore, not lore, for interestingness, that if I made a an Edge 2 weapon or an Edge weapon, a Edge Walker weapon, and sold it to a vendor, people would be like, oh wow, an Edge Walker, because they're super rare in this game. They're at least supposed to be. So are Masterclass Armory. And most people would come all around just to buy that piece of armor. And you would end up gaining some rep, and more people would go to the city that you sold it to. And I think it'd be really awesome. I know they can't have a live economy, but I'd like to have that even for a mod, that NPCs buy what is sold in vendors. Like they buy the weapons and different things. You can actually see NPCs actually start walking around town, like, you know, because if you have a lot of well, maybe not because you've got a lot of excess, but I'd like to see at least the town guard equipped with it. I know the town guard don't have the money to buy that. I'm not sure how that would work, but it'd be so nice to actually see that happen. Another thing, when it actually comes, I don't know if you know it. Well, most people realize it but never use it because it is completely and totally useless. It sadly is, and unless you get mods, and then it's just overpowered because it doesn't. You can, in the base game, you can build a store. Where is it at? I never use it, so I'm not sure where it's at. Buildings, camping, crafting. It might be interior. I'm not even sure. I have researched it. I know I have. It's like one of the first things you can research. Your tech, storage, general storage. I don't even know where it's at. My word. Ha. Huh. Oh well, there's a storage box that's supposed to be a general store, and you can put that down. The problem is that NPCs are programmed not only to buy food and I think two other things, medic kits and other things, not really much, and they don't actually have the money to buy it. Even though you got tech hunters traveling all over the place, they'd be able to, like, if they found one place, they'd have so much stuff in their inventory. You know, like we found one place and we came away with 200K worth of stuff. I mean, with all the repair kits and different things that we got. So they would have money. They would have money to be able to buy things. So I'd like to see that simulated. I know that there's a couple mods for that, but they don't work very well. And well, I guess they do. I've never really tried them. I read the descriptions. They don't seem to work. I think what would be cooler is if I was able to put down that storefront myself and then adjust my prices. Maybe you can. I've never even tried it. It doesn't seem to be a very flushed out ideal, and that kind of slightly upsetting to me. It doesn't work very well, and I really wish that would work a bit more because you would definitely have more people come to your place. If you're selling master grade weapons and master grade armor, they would totally come to your place to get that. They would come far and wide if they had money to get your stuff. All right, I really think that should be a thing. I know there's a couple mods, but it's not like reputation. Okay, so talking about reputation, I would really like to see your town have a reputation, and how that would work is if your town survives raids, or maybe pays off raids or whatever. If it survives a raid, it goes in the system that you gain like maybe 1 rep. And when it loses a raid, it loses 2 rep. So if you survive a whole bunch of raids, eventually you start getting up there about 50 rep. Then you can have, second thing is recruitable vendors, actual vendors. And what would happen with actual vendors is here, I'll show you. This here, I'll go open the F12 map. We're going to go ahead and just put down a random building. So we're going to put down buildings, a bug house. All right, so this is not going to let me put down a bug house. Oh, there we are. Here, a bug house. Now the cool thing about this is if you click down a bug house, you hit confirm, you come in here, and you click on it. There is maybe I have to go back out real quick. F12. I haven't done, because I don't use the cheat engine ever. So, all right, but you can then click on it and go, yes, there it is, interior mode. Now, interior mode, then you can select it to be an armor shop here. Will actually do it. Oh, wait, it's not doing it. Okay, the problem is that you can't actually do this while you're inside your own outpost, which I'm not sure why that is. It's just, okay, so here, you can select residential, noble house, and you can see that this gets automatically filled with these different updates and different things. Now, as I was saying, once your reputation gets to a certain point, I would love to see, I'm not sure, I know the devs are pretty much done modding, but done adding. I'd love to actually see this as a mod. Recruitable vendors. Once you get to a certain point, a vendor will come to your place, an NPC will come to your place, just like any other event, and I would like to set up a shop in your town. And what would happen is that he would give you an item after you talk to him. It'd be a voucher, all right? And that would be it. And this new thing would come up. So let's go ahead and exit. This new thing would come up that requires you to build. It'll be shop, and you click shop, and then you can go down through the list of shops that are available, because there are default shops which are actually available through the game, and each shop will have to actually calculate exactly how many resources are actually in this thing. Like, I guarantee this thing is not actually going to be cheap to build. It has a lot of different resources in it, probably close to 100 building supplies, and about, I'd say about 30 metal plates plus this, whatever rank this is at. Oh, this is only rank 1. I think it's only rank 1. Or maybe there's actually, no, that's a heavy armor. So that's maybe 60 metal plates and 100 building supplies. Your character will automatically sit it down and begin building it just like a regular building, and then it'll have all that stuff in there, and boom, the NPC that gave you that voucher will, it'll also require that voucher when you're building it. It'll be part of the building supplies, and the NPC will automatically come in here, and boom, he will now be the NPC for this place, and you can buy and sell, and he receive it's just like a normal vendor. Oh, that's a bug. That's because I have to reload after and refix stuff. But okay. I fell through the floor. But that's normal. After you sit down a building, usually you have to save and reload anyway. Okay, so that would really make it so you can actually have your own towns. Now, another thing I'd really like to see is hireable guards. Hireable guards and hireable farmers. And how that would work, I think this would be really easy. I'm not a very good scripter myself, but I don't think this one would actually take too much. Okay, so you would go build interior buildings. You'd have now, once you researched it, or actually once you got to a high enough repetition for your city, your outpost repetition, it would become available and you could buy it, or maybe it's just period research. Hireable guards. This would now have a new bed, and there would be 3 more options for beds. First bed would be bed for city guard. Okay, and that means you place this down, and it would automatically hire an NPC. According to the level, according to the repetition of your town, or maybe just make a set level. All right, so you can just spam them basically. All right, and it would spawn an NPC, and that NPC would go guard the gate or guard one of your gates of your town. And of course, because it's part of the barracks, so you'd want to set up multiple barracks. And every day that bed is down on the ground, it'll cost you, I don't know, maybe 100 cats. So you're paying a guard 100 cats a day, and he will buy his own food and just like normal guards, they don't have to have food or anything like that. It's just he stands there static, and he rests at night, and when he rests, maybe or something like that, he will automatically charge your account. And okay, second bed would be patrol, guard patrol, and you place that down, and the guard would be, instead of standing guard at your gate, he would patrol through your house. Through your outpost and around your outpost. Okay, so, and then the third one would be farmer, and that's what you place that down, and you pay 100 day for automatically take 100 cats per day, and it would just, that NPC would just automatically tend to your farm. I think that would be really nice and adds more to it. I also like to see the ability to kind of terraform the land, but as most towns don't do that, I don't think that's actually necessary. It'd just be kind of a nice thing to see. And that would really add to the overall immersion of the game. Okay, now, with recruitable vendors and hireable guards, I'd also like to see rentable houses. And basically, it works pretty much just like the vendor. Once you go rentable facilities, and well, actually no, it wouldn't be anything new. It just go. Actually, yeah, it would be. I think it'd have to be probably something new. You go in your build menu, and it would be an interior item. And once you place this item into your house, it would then make it available for NPCs to rent. NPCs would come up and select that, and according to the value of items in the house, they will pay you per a day for that house. Now you can go, this means anywhere. You can build anywhere that you can build a house, including in towns. You buy a house and you furnish it out so you could get some nice big stuff, and role players will make a really nice house. So like me, I'd make a really nice house and like this one, like something in here, and then NPCs will come along and rent that out. Or if you're not a role player, you just spam a ton of valuable junk in there, and then you get more value for your rent. Okay, now if your house is set in your town for rent, the more quality of the town, the higher possible the higher the repetition of your town, the higher possible for your renting of your buildings. If you have a low repetition city, you're not going to get people to come rent out a high value bug house with thousands of awesome looking things in it. You might be able to rent out a shack. What this will do actually add people living in your town, and it would be so awesome to have that. Okay, and then one thing that really pees me off about the whole town thing is raiders. They will, no matter what you do, they'll just come and they'll smack down everybody and then they'll leave. And that, okay, that's understandable for the beginning raids, especially if you've not made any enemies. Wow, this poor guy here. Okay, if you've not made any enemies, that totally makes a lot of sense. If it's just raiders that want to take your stuff, like your food, they come in, they steal your food, and boom, they leave after they're done. But I would like for like holy retribution and whatnot, I would like to see that the NPCs come, once they knock down the defenders, they come over here. Oops. They would come over. It'd take a little bit more programming. I think this one would take a little bit more program. They would come into your place and they would start to disassemble your buildings piece by piece. Disassemble or destroy, or hack on, like your walls. They'd actually go around and chop down all your walls, which totally makes sense. And then start hacking on your building to tear it down and different things. So they can literally level your entire city, which would totally suck, but totally make a lot of sense. I know it would be add a lot of hardness to the game, but it's just something that needs to be there. The possibility of losing your entire town if you fail to defend it. If for vindictive, you'd have to have selected in the settings, on that faction if they're possible to be vindictive. So the guards would be very vindictive and they'd just wipe out your entire town. And that's pretty much all I would really like to see. But those things, they're very little, and I actually don't think they take too much to add to the game. Some of them might take a little bit more. So, to recap real quick, I'd like to see a kill or knockout option. I know there's mods where you can execute and you can steal their life, just like I just did with that beak thing there. And that is just too cheap and too easy. And I would really like to see that kill option to be able to work according to your stats and have a decently long animation. So it can't be too spammed. It doesn't make the game feel cheap, but it's something that's absolutely needed. Okay, marked NPCs that have stolen your stuff. That is an absolute kind of must. I know this is kind of a realistic game, but since I lost that one guy who'd taken off with all my stuff, it took me a good bit to actually find him, and I would like to be able to find my stuff. Okay, somehow mark him green name, red name, something. Give his name a different color. That's pretty much easier. Okay, also less XP penalties for fighting enemies weaker than yourself. That is a total must. Otherwise, you cannot get past 70 without cheesing the game mechanics. Past 75 for sure. So here you see here, this guy, I kill him, and I'm not going to gain any XP from killing him. Even if I fight hundreds and hundreds of these big things, which I have, you gain very, 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 very little because of the XP margin. And I know in the settings you can make a mod that can make it so that's completely gone. And I've done that, but it ruins the game. I've done that before, and it ruins the game. Because you need that hardness to get XP. But you can't make it so right now it's impossible to get stronger. Which, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Okay? And then NPCs buying and selling the stuff that you sell to vendors, and then also adjustable storefront sell value for NPCs that buy your stuff, and actually have NPCs that actually buy your stuff, and city reputation. Now, you don't actually necessarily need city reputation, but it would be really nice to have that, and I don't think it'd take too much to actually put in the game. And then recruitable vendors. I've already talked a lot about it. It's just simple, actually able to recruit vendors, and hireable guards and farmers, and then rentable houses and vindictive raiders. I'd really like to see those things added to the game, and I think it would just really make the game so much better. If you can mod those things in, if anyone knows how to mod those things in, I would really, if you can make a mod like that and give it to me, I would love to see it. If the devs actually like these ideals and actually think they're a possible implementation, I would really like to see that too. And if you have any other ideals of what you think would really make a difference, really be good to the game, or if you don't like my ideals or think there's a better way to implant them, I'd like to hear about it in the comments if you would. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you have liked this little video I've made, like, shares, and subscribe. And yeah, Lord Mad Dog signing off.